Esta casa se ha limpiado muchísimas veces porque la gente no dura rentando. Rompe el contrato por una u otra cosa y tuvimos que venirla a limpiar el día de hoy porque ya mañana se van a mover. Se las quiero enseñar. Lo raro es que dice el realtor que no dura la gente. Esta casa se ha limpiado muchísimas veces porque rompe el contrato a la gente. Ay, no mames. Ya es noche. Estoy sola. Chingados estoy. No hay nada. Esta pinche casa la han rentado un chingo de veces. Y no sé por qué rompe el...
Yes, this is still a You Don't Scare Me video. So hi, my name is Nick. We're going to debunk some shit. So if you look here, you'll see that there's an alcove. There's some sort of additional space behind that. And she didn't go and show us what was in there. So that means that that area is where the person is hiding. And this is what they attached the string to. This little nub that's on the back of the door. At first I thought it was a door stopper, but then when she got closer, that's not what it is. So they tied a string to that and they pulled it towards the only space where the door would be angled to go towards. Let's see if there's more.
Contrató la gente. Ay, no, dejen de regresar, sí, porque me dio cosas a la puerta. Y dicen los señores que rentan aquí que miran demasiadas cosas. La gente no dura viviendo aquí, rompe el contrato, así que vamos a grabar un poquito para allá. Ese pinche cuarto ahí no sé qué fregados es. Ya las muchachas me están esperando allá afuera. Miren, allá me da cosa. Tengo que prender la luz. Ahorita voy a ir a prender la luz para seguir grabando. ¿Te imaginas? Para que la gente rompa el contrato acá, es porque de plano no aguantan a vivir aquí. Y ahorita les voy a enseñar lo demás para allá. Déjenme prender la luz. ¿Dónde está la luz acá?
Now, just in case you missed it, one of the particular things that the audience is pointing out is this sound. Which to them is some sort of super loud wind. Here, listen again. Some people say that it's a growl. Some people just say that it's the wind. It's neither. It's been added in post. There's no open window anywhere, and the audio bitrate of that particular audio file, clip of the audio, doesn't match the rest of the audio. Like, for instance, here, I'll do it like this. Let's listen to her voice for a moment, and then we're going to listen to this sound. So we're going to start here, and you can hear this. You see how her vocal has the kind of reverby echo in the space, but for some reason you get this crystal clear audio of the wind blowing as if it's a, I don't know, one of those synthesizer keyboards that just have the wind noise. It's added in post. So audience, dear audience, please ignore it.
Ahorita les voy a enseñar. Esta es una recámara. Se está poniendo ahorita tenso. Entonces, el señor dice que ya van varias familias que rompen el contrato. No sé qué es lo que pasó aquí. Nunca me ha dicho el realtor qué es lo que... Chingados, que... Nunca me ha dicho el realtor qué es lo que realmente ha pasado, pero sí la hemos limpiado varias veces porque no dura la gente. Y eso sí, la verdad es algo extraño, que no dure nadie. Yo no sé si tú has vivido en una casa así, donde te hayas tenido que haber salido por algo o roto el contrato. Ahorita les voy a enseñar qué es eso que se escucha. ¡Hey! ¿Andan acá? No mames. Espérenme. Iba a dejar grabando, pero la neta ya me está dando cosas.
Oh, damn. There was a cut. I mean, she didn't try to hide the cut, so at least there's that, but she still cut the video. So now an indeterminate amount of time has passed between clip A and clip B. Understand? Continuity is already kind of a bitch to hold up. So if you were planning on cutting your video around, then all manner of shenanigans can be happening when you're not recording. The fact that she started recording again in the same spot, even though she was clearly headed in that direction, means that she cut something out that she didn't want you to see.
Se escucha el ruido para acá. No sé qué sea. Escucha mucho ruido.
Yes, you missed something again. Don't worry, everything in this video is incredibly subtle. If you notice here in the corner, you'll see that there's allegedly some sort of figure standing in the doorway over there. That's probably the co-conspirator that was helping her open the bathroom door earlier. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that.
Yo creo que me voy a tener que ir. No sé dónde.
Yeah, don't adjust your screen. That big bang had a cut. So...
Tengo que ir a apagar la luz de ella porque se está poniendo ya. Ay, no. Creo que me voy a regresar mañana mejor. Yo me voy a la chica. Esta pinche la de acá la tengo que apagar.
And that's all she wrote. That's the scary video that was sent to me in my email. Hey guy, check this out. It's super scary and there's no way you can debunk it. Well, how do you feel about the debunk? Also, the final closet door, the little pantry door that opened, probably just opened the exact same way. She never goes to show us exactly all the spaces where somebody could be hiding. She's moving around the space, repeating the same thing over and over and over again because they didn't prepare an actual script. Her acting is subpar in general, regardless of that. And everything that she's like, everything that's opening can easily be opened with just a string. So if you feel like you want to keep sending me videos, feel free to do so. But it's not paranormal. It's just string.
Estoy acá en la casa de mi hijo, acá al campo. Bueno, acá se ve un patio, pero es todo campo. Y me senté 2 segundos acá y... ¿Lo ven? ¿Lo ven ahí? Hace unos segundos se está asomando algo y... Yo veo... ¿Ven? ¿Lo ven? ¿Se ve? ¿Ven? Mira. ¡Hey! Vamos a ver ahora. No veo nada, la puta que lo remil parió.
It should come as a surprise to absolutely no one that there was actually somebody in the bathroom peeking back and forth, even though on the original video it's incredibly difficult to see. But it's very likely to be a small child that he has in the bathroom that's peeking out. I can't do anything to brighten the image. You just have to take my word for it. If you zoom really far in, you can actually see that somebody's in there. The whisper that you heard, this whisper, let's play it right now. That whisper you hear, let's play it again. It's so fucking obviously put in post. There's no reason for anybody to believe that that audio is actually from the damn video. Once he actually goes back towards the bathroom after looking into that space for the exact necessary amount of time for somebody to vacate the bathroom and get all the way down the hallways. Verbal typos. So there was enough time when he was looking into that other room for the kid to leave the bathroom and run down the hallway out into the courtyard. In fact, that's 95% what actually happened. There's no way in hell that that voice was present in the video, like recorded live. That was added in post. The whisper is too clear, too close to the microphone. We're going to see in a couple seconds, there's another whisper that's obviously been added in post. So check it out.
Puta madre. Me doy vuelta todo alrededor, no hay nada, La casa estaba abandonada porque dejamos todas las cosas ahí, pero... Se escucha algo. Uy, concha de la lora. No, estoy re loco. Bueno, si vieron algo, me dicen en los comentarios. No se puede creer.
Oh, never mind. I guess this version of the video doesn't have the other whisper, so I guess that means that Depths of Despair is once again adding additional details into the videos without permission. See, this is why I go back and I grab the... I go to the original author, the original uploader, I grab theirs, I grab their profile picture, and I make sure that you can actually tell whose video it is. And I grabbed the original just because I started to realize that the compilation channels have been manipulating the information within the videos, adding sound effects where there weren't none before. Weren't none? Were none. Doesn't matter. Let's go on to the next video.
Yes. I got kind of going on me. What? What did you say? What did you say, Mommy? I can't hear you.
You gotta keep that open so it doesn't get all musty.
You can't tell me that's not good.
So the clip we just watched has no proof that nobody else could see it but her. She's claiming that she's the only person who saw that, but clearly the two kids at the end were staring in the same direction as the woman was going. So I'd like to say that maybe you're just being a douche, and that's just a random old lady that you're being mean about, dressing like a 50s nurse. There's a lot of exposition to this video, but you're not going to see it because it's all fucking worthless.
Story time. So a little backstory. I live about a mile from where Byberry State Hospital used to be. This is one of the, I'm pretty sure, the most notorious mental hospital in the country.
Completely and utterly 100% irrelevant information. Your proximity to a location that used to be a hospital or not is, it doesn't matter. That doesn't mean that there's going to be ghosts around your house just because you live beside a cemetery. Do you understand what I'm trying to say here?
A lot of abuse went on there. There was lobotomies performed on patients. There was experiments performed on patients. A lot of them lost their lives because they were just treated so horribly. The conditions that hospital was in was so inhumane, and no human should have ever had to go through what these patients went through. And these people just needed help. It's just very sad. They were so overcrowded. Like the nurse to patient ratio was just extreme. There also was cases of staff that were by the patients. People were dying there and relatives would not be notified. And, you know, back then, like a lot of times people would have issues like autism and things like that. And instead of getting these people help, they would just drop them off up at Byberry and just say, you know, see you later, never see them again.
Do you feel like you gained anything from that piece of information? Like the history of the hospital? All of this is just to support the idea that she saw a ghost in front of her house when it was clearly just an old lady walking down the street. Do you understand? This whole story, all the information you're being provided right now is there to corroborate a pedestrian walking in front of your house.
Now, when I was a kid growing up, we used to definitely go in there and it was really scary. Like the second you walk on the grounds, you just feel like it's cold. It's not normal. It feels weird. Like you can tell somebody's watching you. There's underground tunnels underneath, so we used to run around them too, and they used to use those tunnels to transport bodies, and there was still those like metal slab beds that they were still down there when we went in there, like, you know, in the 2000s.
It's called a body chute, and it's intended to keep the general populace of the mental hospital from seeing corpses, because that would make them extra upset.
Everyone that's a millennial from the Northeast is going to have a story about Byberry.
Northeast of where? Of your specific city? Or do you mean the entire state? Or do you mean the entire United States?
I felt my arm grabbed in there once, and I moved my flashlight because I thought it was my friend, and my friend was like over there, and oh my God. So last night we're outside, we're having ice cream, it's a nice night, and I see this lady just like appear out of nowhere, and I'm trying to remember what her face looked like, and I can't, like, it's not coming to me. But I know she just had like this weird smile on her face. It just immediately creeped me out, so I just kind of like jumped.
Sorry, so do you remember her face or not? Because if you say that you don't remember her face, but you remember that she was smiling, that's a pretty key detail to be noticed at, like, I don't know, 15, 20 feet from you. You only glanced over for a brief moment. And you're expecting me to believe that you were able to clock the fact that she was, A, wearing period clothing, 1950s nurse outfit, and the fact that she was creepily smiling. Like, there's a law against smiling in general and wearing white, straight-cut dresses.
So I say, you know, she scared me. My son's like, what? I said, she scared me. He's going, who, what? Huh? Like, just keep it down. Like, I'm being actively haunted. Can you stop? Like, stop it, please. Shh. So my kids get up and they're looking in the direction that I'm looking, and they're just kind of confused. Nobody knows what I'm talking about. And I walk over to my husband and I'm like, oh my God, you can't tell me that wasn't a ghost. He's like, huh? Like, he also has no idea what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because you gave them zero contextual clues. You didn't point at the lady. You just turned to your child, made a face, and said, she scares me. And your kid, now entirely focused on you, is not looking for the lady that you're trying to say scared you, because he didn't fucking hear what you said. So you're confusing him. What did you say, Mom? I said she scares me. What did you say? Because once again, you whispered it, Mom. And then finally she says, she scares me. And now the kid's like, what? Who scared you? I don't see anybody. Because the person who scared you is long fucking gone by that point. And then your husband comes out of the house, and the first thing you say to him is, you can't tell me that's not a ghost. And you're expecting him to immediately clock exactly what you think is a ghost? Come on, be reasonable here. None of them knew what you were talking about because you gave them no contextual clues. You didn't point out anybody. You didn't say anything to anybody about anybody in particular. You merely whispered below the audible hearing range of anybody in the vicinity, and then expected them to immediately understand everything you were saying.
So I went back on my Ring camera, like, am I insane? Because I know what I saw, and then I saw that. And what's crazy is if you look up the nurse's uniform from Byberry State Hospital, like, that was it. Imagine dying, and then you have to walk around for all eternity in your work uniform. Like, that's, oh, I'd be haunting everyone.
Absolutely. Wow. How crazy that not just the uniforms from that one particular hospital, but every hospital's uniforms in the 50s was all exactly the same. Straight, white, cut, clinical, clean nurse uniforms. Except for the head nurse and the other nurses that were like higher status, because they would have like colors to indicate that that was their status. But geez, the point I'm trying to make here is that your story doesn't work. It's just a lady in a straight white cut dress, maybe a nightgown, maybe she's out just strolling around, and all you've done is just like point her out to the world and say she's creepy because she's happy and walking around in a straight white dress. You confused your family. You're not crazy, you're arrogant. And you're arrogant because you believed that they should understand exactly what you were saying and exactly what you were trying to point out. In any case, that's going to do it for today's video. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, make sure you like the video and subscribe if you want to see more. You can click one of these two videos here on the left or right. Left. And that's going to do it for today. So, as always, I'll see you tomorrow. I love you. Okay, bye.